because every drawing is random. Previous results have no effect on future drawings. So know the facts. If it stops being a game, call the helpline or visit our website. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, everyone is safe, but a house in Ishpeming is destroyed by a fire. Plus, Michigan lawmakers are pushing through legislation aimed at improving school safety in the state. We'll have the details as the bills head to the state Senate. And the Supreme Court is hearing arguments on birthright citizenship, something President Trump has been pushing to end. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP. This is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Hello, Kelly Rowland. I hear we could be having quite the storm coming up.
Yeah, we might get some rumbles of thunder, possibly a few severe thunderstorms for tonight. We are tracking it right now. Before we show you that, we're all good right now. The sunshine is with us across the Upper Peninsula into Marquette, but looking at this line of thunderstorms into Wisconsin here, there have been quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings associated with it. Much of Wisconsin has a tornado watch. So, of course, these temperatures are very nice at the moment, but the sunshine and the warmth ahead of these showers and thunderstorms are going to fuel and impact your evening and overnight times here. So expect some thunderstorms overnight, clearing out, and a little bit more showers for tomorrow. I'll have your full details coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good. Kelly, thank you very much. Earlier this morning, an Ishpeming house was destroyed by a fire, and the cause is still under investigation. Just after 4 o'clock, the Ishpeming Fire Department was called to a house fire on Cedar Street. When firefighters arrived, flames were coming through the front windows. They were able to control the fire in about 25 minutes, and it took nearly 3 hours to fully extinguish. All residents escaped the home unharmed, but a dog is still missing. WZMQ 19 will provide an update if the cause of the fire is discovered. Michigan's House of Representatives is focused on improving safety in schools. On Wednesday, lawmakers passed 9 bipartisan bills to address student safety. The bills increase the number of lockdown drills, introduce mental health, emergency and safety manager positions, and require staff training from the Michigan State Police. The bills are a result of multiple school safety hearings where lawmakers listened to educators and public safety officials to hear about what changes were needed to help keep kids safe following the Oxford shooting.
As a former teacher, we can't do enough for school safety, and this is a bipartisan package that we passed, and I think it's really going to be just the beginning of how we look at school safety across Michigan.
We'll have a rundown of those bills coming up tonight at 11:10 Central. This morning, the Supreme Court heard arguments relating to the president's executive order trying to end birthright citizenship. But this case before our highest court could have a much bigger impact than just birthright citizenship. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp joins us live from the Supreme Court. Rachel, good evening.
Well, good evening, Kevin. So legal experts I spoke with say that this case could potentially have a huge impact on how much power these judges have on issuing universal injunctions, which essentially put a pause on policy or executive orders. Now, another legal expert I spoke with says the president has a lot of power and influence with a lot of members in Congress, so he's not getting too much resistance there. But these federal judges are these first lines of defense. A group of protesters rallied outside the Supreme Court in favor of keeping birthright citizenship, which gives people American citizenship if they are born on U.S. soil. But within the first few days back in office, the president signed an executive order trying to ban birthright citizenship.
The Trump administration has been repeatedly targeting America's most vulnerable communities.
Attorneys we spoke with say this case is much bigger than birthright citizenship. But whether lower court judges can issue so-called nationwide or universal injunctions, essentially blocking an order from the president from being carried out. In this case, several lower court judges issued injunctions on the president's birthright citizenship executive order.
That's a judge's role, right, is to determine constitutionality in the federal context. A judge can determine how the 14th Amendment can determine the constitutionality of an executive order, can interpret law. So It is not inappropriate, but I think the concern is, what if we have a single judge in a single district for another issue that has another nationwide effect? But that is the nature of our federal court system.
Federal judges have become the front line battle in everyone in elementary school learns about, the division of powers and the three parts of government. I mean, the staggering party control the president has exhibited since March in both the House and the Senate. The only one of the three branches that seems to be saying, no, you cannot do this. And one can think that's a good thing or a bad thing. The only one that's doing that right now is the judiciary. And as we all know, those orders are not self-executing. President Jackson famously said the Supreme Court issued its ruling. Now let them go and enforce it. And so if that is the frontline battle.
Now, Kevin, we do expect the court to return a ruling on this in the near future, and we'll keep our eyes and ears out for that. Reporting live for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Rachel Knapp. Kevin, back to you.
Rachel, thank you very much as always. Delta County is facing 2 lawsuits and is securing legal counsel. According to the county administrator, the suits have to do with foreclosed homes, which can be auctioned off by the county. She says one plaintiff alleges that the former owners should not have to file paperwork in order to receive the surplus proceeds from an auction. The county board voted to seek third-party counsel as the county prosecutor has too large of a caseload. Only Commissioner Kelly Vangenhoven opposed the decision, questioning why the department who received notice of the lawsuits could not verify if it had been served yet. WZMQ is looking into this situation further and will provide an update if new information comes to light. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after the break. Plus, Superior Central Schools is starting their summer improvement projects. We'll hear what upgrades they are making. And Michigan State troopers are looking to educate the public on their operations during a tour across the state. We'll have the details when we come back.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
It's time for the season finale of Georgie and Mandy.
Amanda's on TV.
Next thing you know, she'll be a Lady Al Roker.
So, Gal Roker, when you're more awake, you're gonna laugh and laugh.
How would you feel about making it permanent?
Seriously?
I wasn't sure how you'd feel about us working together again. Your husband's cool with it.
He's cool. Everything's cool.
Great.
I just have to tell him.
The Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage season finale with 2 new back-to-back episodes, CBS tonight and streaming on Paramount+.
May is Maytag Month at Kirkish Furniture. It's the biggest sale of the year all month long on all Maytag major appliances. Buy 2 select laundry appliances and get up to $100 in bonuses. May is Maytag Month at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. Better begins at Aspirus Health. Bringing out the better in all of us.
Watch 19 News and Weather on YouTube. Just search and subscribe. WZMQ 19 News is always available for streaming 24/7, and it's free. Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
It's Shunk Furniture's outdoor sale. A truckload of quality Amish-made furniture just arrived, over 200 pieces to choose from. Everything from pub tables and stools to end tables in the latest colors, like the Packers, Northern, even purple, or custom order in the colors you like. Adirondack chairs come 4 ways: the regular height seat, the folding, the glider, and the high seat to make it easy to get up. You can order benches and picnic tables too in the colors you like. Shop Shunks and Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back, everyone. It is nice and sunny in Marquette and across the Upper Peninsula. 75 degrees, and the feels like matches that. Camera a little bit shaky here with those south-southeast winds at 21 miles per hour. So those are the sustained winds, and getting into this evening and tonight with these thunderstorms, we could be seeing wind gusts up to even 60 miles per hour with a dew point of 59. Still a little bit muggy here with that pressure dropping. We know we are going to see some storms very soon here. You can kind of see it in that lower corner of the view here. Temperatures right now 65 up to Houghton, 75 for Marquette, 69 for Manistee, 70 for Escanaba. So we told you it was going to be a great day today. Lots of sunshine. Hopefully you took advantage of that, because with the storms incoming later tonight, and we are going to be seeing that temperature drop, things are going to be changing when we start to really track these storms. Already kind of creeping into the area here. You can kind of see that severe thunderstorm warning into Wisconsin. The red here, these are tornado warnings. So most of Wisconsin is under a tornado watch. So what does that mean? If we're under a tornado watch, all the ingredients are there for a tornado. And if there's a tornado warning, that means that there's radar indicated rotation here and to take cover. So we need to start putting that warning plan in place as these storms are getting closer and closer as the night progresses here. This flashing, this is an update on a current severe thunderstorm warning or a fresh one. So we look at the line of these thunderstorms and it just keeps getting the severe thunderstorm warnings. We can probably expect, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a few of those as these storms advance later on tonight. So overall for the storm outlook, of course, we look at the winds, the hail, and the tornado possibilities here. Also looking at some pretty heavy downpours. These are some pretty dark reds, even getting into a kind of a purple color, really heavy downpours as these scoot on through. Hopefully with the gusty winds, they do kind of, they're more fast moving because we want to avoid the localized flooding. But if you do have a flooding prone area, low-lying, poor drainage area, we need to be careful in case of those flooding possibilities here. Now this line likely going to impact your evening into tonight, maybe even stretching into midnight here. We need to be careful under this level 2 out of 5. This is an enhanced risk into Wisconsin, specifically the winds. We are likely going to be seeing some gusty winds here, especially out to Iron County here and Gogebic County. And the hail outlook, this hatched area tells us we're likely going to be seeing some hail, maybe even up to 2 inches of diameter. So wind damage, hail damage, and possibly a tornado. We're under a 2 to 5% of a tornado risk here as we're going to continue to track this and monitor the rotation of these storms. But for tonight, again, we can expect those showers to really impact your nighttime with the severe thunderstorm possibility, and then things will be decreasing temperature-wise. So we're going to get the warmest probably over the next 7 days today, and then we're into the 60s, 50s, and 40s, and it just keeps going down through the weekend, and we'll slowly get back up to the mid-50s by next week.
Kelly, thank you very much. Superior Central Schools is beginning their summer improvements. The school is redoing the floors in parts of the elementary and fully redoing the lab spaces for the middle and high school. The new spaces will include updated water and gas systems, new cabinets, and new floors and ceilings. The summer improvements are made possible through the school's sinking fund, which the superintendent says had a major impact since it was passed in 2013.
Done new classrooms throughout the elementary. We've redone our gym, new bleachers, new flooring in our gym. We've done electrical work. We've done some septic work, all things that are possible because we have that sinking fund.
Superior Central plans to be finished with the projects by the start of next school year. Michigan State Police have announced the summer schedule of the second season of Troopers on Tour. It's a chance for state troopers to visit a community and interact with the population. Their target audience is young people who may not interact with police officers regularly. Troopers on Tour will stop in Marquette on July 17th. The free event will feature basketball games, food, music, and fellowship with members of the Michigan State Police.
Troopers on Tour, this wonderful basketball cop event, it just allows us to have some face-to-face, genuine and authentic conversations in an informal but very fun setting. You can never go wrong with playing a little basketball, and you know when the youth beat us, they like to brag a little bit.
Troopers on Tour will make stops in 11 different Michigan cities. However, this will be the first time the event visits Marquette. Coming up next on Insights, it's about time to start planting your garden. We're joined by the Marquette County Conservation District to talk about how you should plan. That conversation's in 2 minutes.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Marquette.
And don't forget,
What happens when reporters take you inside the story?
I've been
asking for over a year and a half for access into this place, and this is the first time we're getting it.
You get the all-new CBS Evening News every weeknight.
Yes. Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
The UP is a great place, but sometimes the weather changes quickly. You'll always be ready with a WZMQ 19 mobile app. Available free right now from the App Store. Your local weather power tool from WZMQ 19. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Spring is finally in bloom across the UP, and that means it's time to start planning what's in your garden. Today, we're talking with Marquette County Conservation District Manager Maddie O'Donnell about planting native flowers. Maddie, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me here, Kevin. Great to be back.
Yeah, glad to have you return. Let's talk about what a native plant is. Sorry, I do a lot of hand movements.
Yes, no, that's a great place to start with this conversation. There's kind of three classifications for plants here in the area. That's going to be native, non-native, or invasive. So native means it's natural to the ecosystem here. Those are the plants that you would have found here in the UP thousands of years ago. And they're the ones that are best for our ecosystem. Now, they also, as I mentioned, there's invasive. So those are the ones that are more harmful for our ecosystem, so we always want to avoid those.
For sure, absolutely. And as far as native plants go, can you tell us more about the benefits of planting those types?
Yes, so there's lots of benefits of planting native. Some of the ones we talk about the most are going to be our pollinator benefits. We rely on pollinators as people. Without pollinators, we couldn't eat. About 30 to 35% of the food most folks consume is only possible because of pollinators, and pollinators need native plants to survive. You might see bees buzzing around an invasive species, but they're going to only get their complete nutrients and all the things they need from the nectar of native plants. And some species can actually only breed or have habitat in native plants as well. You often hear about the relationship between the monarch and milkweed. So monarch butterflies can only survive if there's different species of native milkweed around. So that's an example of why native plants are important for pollinators. They have lots of other benefits though too. So they are great for erosion control. When you look at root systems of native plants can go several yards deep into the ground versus most non-natives, or even like your standard lawn grass is going to have really shallow roots. So when you enter those longer root systems, that's going to hold everything together, help hold soil into place, and prevent erosion. Longer root systems are also going to help with flood prevention. If we're having lots of rain or snow melt off, those roots absorb more water and more runoff with pollution too. If there's chemicals or anything like that running through, those native roots are going to absorb more of that.
Sure, and as far as anyone who might want a native flower, you might be able to help them out. There's a native wildflower show coming, or sale, I should say, coming up. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have our annual native wildflower fundraiser going on right now. You can pre-order on our website, which is marquettecd.com. You can also come to our walk-up sale, which is going to be on June 7th, Saturday morning, from 10 to 2. And that is at our office on Commerce Drive. The pre-order does have more options, more selection available for folks, including some nice kits. So you can buy a kit of whatever your site condition is. If you have a wetter area or a really sunny spot, you can just buy our sunny garden kit. And it'll be 38 pre-selected plants that are going to do really well for that space. So you can shop online, like I said, on our website. Otherwise, come to the walk-up sale and we'll have our staff on site. So if you're not quite sure what you want, we can give you some recommendations there.
Excellent. And really quickly, as we run short on time here, Maddie, what are some of the top flowers people are looking for?
Oh, there's so many great ones. One of my favorites is going to be Landsleaf Coreopsis. That's a really pretty yellow flower. We sell lots of native iris. We sell lots of milkweed, as I mentioned before, and many of those kits for different areas. So we also have a workshop too people can come to if you're not sure what you want to get and what might work for your yard. That morning at 9, we'll actually have a workshop at our office. I'll be giving a little presentation on diving deep into different species for different areas and different goals. Say you want to attract hummingbirds or butterflies, I'll be talking about the different plants you can get to accomplish those goals.
Excellent. Sounds great. Maddie, thank you as always for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
For sure. And Mike Ludlam has your sports headlines after the break. We'll be right back.
Live CBS May 26th. Celebrate your favorite music at the American Music Awards. Nominees include Benson Boone, Billie Eilish, Bruno Mars, Chappell Roan, Hozier, Kendrick Lamar, Lady Gaga, Morgan Wallen, Post Malone, Sabrina Carpenter, Shabuzi, SZA, Taylor Swift, and Zach Bryan. Go to voteamas.com and cast your vote for the American Music Awards, hosted by Jennifer Lopez, live May 26th on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
19 News is honored to receive 3 Broadcast Excellence Awards from the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. News Investigation, the Wonderland Motel.
They're out there at all times of the day, stumbling around.
Marketing Materials and Promos, Festival of the Sled Dog. Special Interest Programming, Marquette at 175. 19 News, committed to hometown community journalism, recognized at its best.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Why should you consider re-siding your home? Your home is the largest investment you'll make. Protect it with new siding installed by the experts at the Window Store. We offer a range of affordable, high-quality siding options, including premium ABC seamless steel siding with attractive financing options available. And we install all winter long across the entire UP. Schedule your appointment today and enjoy the Window Store experience for yourself. Your clear choice is the Window Store.
Good evening, everyone. Another Gladstone girls student athlete has signed to continue her career just down the road. In this case, it's basketball. Macy Hansen put her name on the line yesterday. She wore number 5 for the Braves. Gladstone had a 24-3 record last season, helping the Purple and White reach the Division II quarterfinals last March. She's on the UP Division 1 through 3 second team, averaging 7 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds per game. It also helps when your high school team had a very good year.
It was a big push. I mean, obviously, coming off such a good season with amazing girls, it just really wanted me to give me a push to keep going and you really want to do this. It's close to home, and I just like the way they play, and I like the family aspect and the team.
The Norse had a 20-10 record last season, 12-2 in conference play. For the second straight season, NMU's Crystal Walker has been selected for the NCAA championships in the 100-meter hurdles. At the GLIAC championships a short time back, Walker ran a 13.68 in a prelim, setting a new school record. And that performance held up in the nation's top 20 over the final 2 weeks of the regular season, granting her a chance to compete in the Nationals. This will be her 3rd appearance for the native of Portmore, Jamaica. Previously, she took 13th in the long jump during the 2022-23 indoor season. And in last year's outdoor campaign, she finished in 14th in the 100 hurdles. She will now try for a top 12 finish and All-American status. She will head the Pueblo Colorado next week for those championships. NMU downhill ski coach Eric Luntigan has been named the 2025 Coach of the Year by the U.S. Collegiate Ski and Snowboard Association. At this year's national championships, the men finished third and the women 11th of the 27 teams, while boasting a combined 3 first-team All-Americans, 5 second-team All-Americans, and a pair of bronze medalists. Both Aaron Gerselak and Reagan Ollie of Marquette earned those bronze medals in their respective slalom events. The men's alpine team was named Team of the Year for the entire NMU sports department. The 53rd and final group, in this case, of this year's class of Upper Peninsula Sports Hall of Fame athletes is known for their success and longevity. We'll start with a 3-time state champion football coach from Ishpeming.
I want to recognize Coach Mike Molesky, my football coach. He influenced me one of the most of anybody in my life. Because the first thing he talked to us before our first practice our junior year, it wasn't about winning games. He said his job was to make us successful in life. I took that as he cared about us. And caring is one of the greatest motivators in life.
Evidence of Dad's affinity for UP sports are far-reaching. He adored announcing games and pulling the trigger on the starting gun at cross-country and track events. He loved coaching vaulters and was a proponent and advocate for girls pole vault. He formed strong relationships with his vaulters, as he called them.
I am truly humbled to receive this honor that I would share with a group of my longtime partners. They shared this journey with me. It's not about me, it's us as a team.
St. Ange was a high school and college basketball referee for 53 years, plus a high school football official for 24 years. If you have a candidate for the Hall of Fame, the deadline to get material in for voting consideration is June 1st. Get that info to Ann Okonik of Dillard County. Emails are not allowed. Please support your candidate with records, newspaper articles, and other facts about the person. And we will be right back.
From now through May at Fox Marquette Subaru. Lease a 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Premium for $351 a month for 36 months with $3,000 due at signing. Great deals can always be found at Fox Marquette Subaru. Experience the difference.
Entertainers always styling.
I am a sandwich stylist.
Plus, feel that Kali Uchis excitement. Do you feel the love? And the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. Then this little star on J-Hood.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Some places talk about being local, but we actually are local. Our family started Superior Collision 18 years ago, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. No big company name, no outside investors. We are all Marquette, and we're going to stay that way. We are part of this community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local hometown body shop.
Welcome to Car Breakdowns 101. I'm your Professor Ice-T. If your car is out of warranty, a car breakdown could eat you alive. Look at that car. The transmission alone could cost you $3,000. And that engine? How much do you love your kidneys? Don't even get me started on the computer system. That's a small fortune. Do what I did and call CarShield. They get expensive car repairs taken care of so you don't have to. Class dismissed.
Call 800-859-0084.
Get road trip ready with a free vehicle inspection at Fox Marquette Subaru. Now through May. We'll check tires, brakes, fluids, and more to keep your adventures smooth and safe. Fox Marquette Subaru. Experience the difference.
Welcome back, everyone. We're still tracking the strong line of thunderstorms that's currently into Wisconsin. In the First Warning Weather Center here, taking you now to just the radar, we are seeing the orange polygons. That is the severe thunderstorm warnings. We have some fresh tornado warnings popping up here. So again, we will continue to track this as it continues to creep into the Upper Peninsula. For tonight, temperatures will still be fairly comfortable, but again, keep your eyes on the radar and on your phones here for our updates. We'll have a fresh update at 11 o'clock or if breaking weather hits, and stay weather aware.
All right, Kelly, thank you for the heads up. Finally, tonight, the UP Trappers Association is gearing up for another annual gathering this summer. This year's Trappers Convention and Outdoor Expo will take place at the UP State Fairgrounds on July 11th and 12th. There will be vendors selling gear and furs, a Friday night fish fry, and a full schedule of demonstrations and presenters like Paul Anchak from the show Mountain Men. Organizers say the convention is an opportunity to introduce new people to trapping.
We are also going to have some events for the kids. We're going to do some mink boxes and a trap that will get them going. Trapping is the most humane way to manage animal species. I think the public needs to learn more about it, and they can learn by coming to the convention.
The Trappers Association is still accepting vendors, including crafters. For more details on how to sign up, visit our website. We'll see you later tonight.